Thank you very much, Jack. Thank you, Rich. Of course, a good series to kick things off. It goes pretty much as we expected. Well, as most of us expected. Sorry, Chance. You went for the storylines. I respect it. I'm not going to kind of rag on you for that. But unfortunately, the storyline for Vitality, they're already relegated. And for eRa, that guarantees them their spot now in Stage 2. Congratulations to them. But it still leaves one big question. Which other team will be relegated? And Joe, you kind of said it simply now that the winner of the next series that we see, to put it simply, goes through. The loser, they're relegated.
Yeah, so now there's a bigger storyline, right? This is the match for all the marbles. I don't think there's many tiebreakers that go into this one. I'll have to make sure you can go and check. But Mind Freak versus Echo Fox. A lot of people, they didn't expect Echo Fox to really be in danger of relegation. They coming into Stage 1, it was, can they get top 4? If they don't, they'll be 5-6. They have a ton of talent on this roster, but Mind Freak stepped up, eRa Eternity stepped up. A lot of pressure on this one.
Yeah, very, very much a true point there. Of course, so much pressure on both Mind Freak and Echo. Chance, you summed it up perfectly. Yesterday, Echo Fox thought they could make playoffs. Today, well, they might be relegated. This could be a brutal one, that's for sure. But we'll very quickly break down this series for you guys at home. Of course, it was a swift 3-0. As I said, it goes the way many people expected it to. Vitality, they haven't had a good pro league. Let's not beat around the bush. For eRa, business as usual in terms of the likelihood of their opponent here in terms of Vitality.
Absolutely. Well, what was the Pharaoh quote he had a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago where he was talking about it was like playing a pub, something to that effect? That was this map number 1. It was like playing a ranked play game for them. There's a situation where just for the setup on this hill, on this bunker hill, at least the first time around, Decimate picks up a 3Ps at cabin, and his entire team is pushed up so far across the map, spawning Vitality at back bridge. By the time Vitality got any kills, it was 20 seconds before they got near bunker, and then they just get wiped out. Like, they got bullied. There was literally never a moment we thought eRa was going to lose that map.
All right, welcome to the 100-point club, Team Vitality. It was a rough map 1, that's for sure, but you know, eRa just on the day, the better squad. Of course, they were playing for that guaranteed spot in Stage 2, so they definitely came out with a little bit of extra fuel, and that fuel carried on into map 2, Joe. The search and destroy again, Arden Forest, and they look great there too.
Yeah, they definitely did. I mean, they had full control of this map. Ricky had a nice clutch. I mean, Vitality, they were competitive, but eRa Eternity, they looked very solid on this one. Pharaoh and Bevels especially really worked the map together extremely well. But, you know, one thing I wanted to touch on was Chance. You said that was like a ranked play game. I mean, honestly, like, if they played me in ranked, like, that would have been a lot tougher, all right? So that was a bit of insult.
Top 100, right?
Yeah,
Top 100.
I got my helmet, all right? Leave me alone. Top 100, that's right. No, but very early on, eRa Eternity, it was a close game, but then they were able to separate themselves mid-game. They had a great attack towards that A side. Again, it goes from 2-2 to 5-2. They're able to get those streaks. Decimate has a solid game. eRa Eternity, they look just very comfortable in this one.
Something I would be curious about is what is the rate of search and destroy maps played per streaks earned? Or like how many streaks do you earn per game? Because I feel like almost every single time I watch eRa play search, they get streaks at some point, whether it's Pharaoh or Decimate. Like, someone always steps up for the team, even Ricky. All of them, literally all 4 of these guys at some point have had just nasty search and destroy performances. This time you see Decimate 9-4, 2.25. Used some streaks, not even like great effect, but like, again, it was almost like playing a ranked play game. 1-6-3, pretty solid win overall from them. Really no negative takeaways.
Yep. Now moving on, of course, towards the game 3, the CTF. You know, first half it ends, it's pretty one-sided. Second half ends, it's just as one-sided as the first half, if you will. eRa, I think they had a point to prove that they didn't want to, you know, slack off on this final day. They wanted to secure the qualification. It was very much in their own hands, and they came out and they did the job.
Yeah, and I'm surprised again. Vitality, they've been open to play Flag Tower all stage long, but I don't.
They're 0-7 or 0-8 now.
0-8 now, so a bit of surprise that this came in. I feel like they've had some competitive matches on Arden Forest. But again, I mean, Vitality, they just outslayed them. I mean, you can't have a player go, you know, basically everyone around double negative for Vitality. I mean, a great job from eRa Eternity. I think the best thing to see from eRa is they didn't stop, right? Like, they go up early in that first half, and you still heard them communicating on stage. They wanted to put this match away. Well, they get to stage 2 is a big one for them.
And I know I predicted Vitality to win, but I think what's kind of getting to me is, like, Jack's leaving. Like, it's his last day. I'm just very emotional. So you can't think rationally when there's such dramatic things going on. Because, yeah, eRa, that was a very easy 3-0. 6-3 for that, 100-point club, and then get the 5-1 victory in CTF. Again, congratulations to eRa. They qualify, and I think impressively so. I think there was a lot of people after the first 2 weeks that were very critical because as casters and analysts, we kept kept saying, like, this team has the talent. Like, they will get there, but they had a very poor 2 weeks. Now they get that top 6 finish. They go into Atlanta with so much potential for this roster. The sky is the limit, and we can see how much more they improve in the next week and a half.
Yeah, I think it's crazy, right? Like the first 2 weeks, a couple of matches go their way. I know we brought this up a couple of times, but if you go back and watch their first 2 weeks of Division A, they almost beat some of the best teams in the world. It really just comes down to scores for usage, their communication. They had the talent. Players like Decimate and Pharaoh were putting up those numbers. They just didn't execute on it. But you saw they've evolved. They've gotten better and better. They're able to clean up games like that where, again, a couple of weeks ago, they lost a match to Vitality.
Very true. Congratulations once again to eRa Eternity. They confirmed their spot in Stage 2.